Welcome back to the channel. I think this is probably the most excited I've ever been about filming a vlog, or in this case, a vlog series, all about my move to Australia this year. You can see I'm surrounded by boxes and suitcases. I'm right in the middle of packing and I want to take you along on this journey. You may have subscribed to the channel back when I was in second year at medical school. I remember posting my very first video about my journey, how I sat my GCSEs at 34, did an access course, and then I was accepted at Bristol Medical School at 37. I graduated from medical school at 41 and started working as a doctor in the UK at the age of 42. I am now just about to turn 43 and I'm just about to take probably the biggest leap of faith that I've ever taken, and I've booked a one-way ticket to Australia. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am for this new chapter, and I'm excited to bring you along for the journey. So the title of this video is You've Outgrown It, How to Listen to Your Inner Voice. So I wanted to talk about growth. How do we know when it's time to move on? How do we find the courage and overcome fear and actually take action towards what it is that we truly want? And sometimes it's not a loud voice or anything in our environment that tells us it's time for something new. It's a quiet inner voice that comes from within that lets us know that it's time for a shift. And I want to help you today understand how to listen to that and what to do about it, so that you can also live a life that is in line with your values, your life purpose, full of love, full of joy, full of laughter. So welcome. I hope that you'll stick around and follow this series where I'll be counting down the days until my move. So 11 days from now, I will be leaving the UK, and I'm so grateful that you're here to share this journey with me. So let's get into today's video. The question really is, have any of you felt that perhaps you're living somebody else's life? And I think it's important to get really honest about this question. So like, you've outgrown your job, you've outgrown your relationship, or even your daily routine. But like many of us, perhaps you just can't bring yourself to change. So if that sounds familiar, the first thing to say is you're absolutely not alone. So that restless feeling is actually a signal or a sign, and it's definitely not a sign to say you should just be grateful and you should just be happy with where you are. It's actually your inner voice. I believe that it's our souls calling us for something that is bigger, that will allow our souls to grow and evolve. So today I wanted to dive into the reasons why listening to that call is so important, and what happens if you don't, and how to start moving forwards with confidence. No guilt, no pressure, just honest, practical steps to help you live the life that you're actually meant to live. So what does it mean to actually outgrow something? It means that you've changed. Your values, your beliefs, how you see the world, all of these things have shifted. Think of it like outgrowing a pair of shoes. Don't have any shoes next to me, but you get the idea. You don't hate those shoes, but you know that they no longer fit, they're no longer suitable for the task. So we upgrade, we buy another pair of shoes that are more suitable for where you are in this chapter of your life. And the same is true for your job, for your relationships or surroundings. It's absolutely not about rejecting our past or being ungrateful for where we are or what we've achieved. It's actually about honoring your growth and trusting that you're ready for what's next for you. So a really good journal prompt here, or if you want to just pause the video and sit with this question, you could ask yourself, where do I feel this pull for something different? And just take a few minutes to reflect on that. It could be your job, relationship, country, friendship group, family situation. And there's no right or wrong, whatever comes up for you. I also wanted to talk about guilt. So one of the biggest barriers to embracing change is guilt. And I can definitely relate to this because I've been feeling on some days very guilty for leaving the NHS, leaving the UK. So we might all feel guilty for wanting something new or leaving our current situation, but here's the truth. Wanting more is a sign of growth and not a sign of being ungrateful. It means that you're evolving and you're recognizing your own needs and potential. We can all absolutely be grateful for what we've achieved, for what we have, but also want new opportunities that fit in with who we're becoming. So this is just a reminder to say that it is absolutely not selfish to want more for yourself. We are here to grow, we are here to learn, have experiences, and if you feel unfulfilled or stuck where you are, give yourself permission to do something different. It is not selfish, and I'm sure if you're watching these videos, you are probably the kind of person that gives a lot to others. So just give something to yourself. You are worthy, you are deserving of that, and it is not selfish. So next we're going to look at the signs that you've outgrown something. Like I said at the beginning, we don't often find out that we've outgrown something because an external situation arises or somebody tells us that they think we've outgrown a situation, or we come to the realization. It's something usually very subtle. Interestingly, our mind and body will send us signals to let us know when something is no longer working, and that usually manifests as fatigue, disconnected. You feel restless, like you've got itchy feet. The annoying thing is, a lot of the times we just can't put our finger on what's going on. We just feel off. And if you've watched my previous vlogs in the last few months, you will have heard me say many times, I feel disconnected, I feel off, I feel just and that is a signal. That is your soul and your spirit and your intuition telling you it's time to grow, it's time for something new. I'm going to cover some journal prompts here as well. So ask yourself the following questions. How long have I felt this way? What parts of my life feel draining? Am I forcing myself to fit somewhere I don't belong anymore? What happens if we don't listen to these signs? Simple: dissatisfaction, burnout, and most likely depression. Hopefully those journal prompts and reflecting on this has made you realize that perhaps it's time for you to make a few changes in your life. So congratulations if you've made it this far. So next we're going to look at 5 things that you can do when you know that you've outgrown something. Stop pretending it still fits. And we can all be so guilty of this. We wake up in the morning, we have our coffee, we have our breakfast, we go to work, we come home, we watch a bit of Netflix or go to the gym, we go to sleep, and all along we have this niggling feeling deep down that something is off. But because we're on autopilot and we're just doing the same routine every single day, we numb those feelings. We put them in a box and say, you know what, in a few months things will get better. When I get a promotion, things will get better. When something else changes, things will get better. And we deny those feelings that are just dying to come up to the surface. And like I said before, over time, that can lead to dissatisfaction and burnout. So the first thing that I urge you to do is sit with those feelings. And I know this can be pretty uncomfortable because it's just easier, right? To numb those feelings. They're not there, they don't exist, let's just crack on with life. But I guarantee they will just keep coming back up. So you have to just tackle them head on. So sit and get honest with yourself and say, this no longer fits. I've outgrown this. Tip number 2, ask yourself what has changed. You, the situation, or perhaps both. Sometimes we outgrow something because we've grown. Other times the environment has shifted and we simply no longer fit into that environment. So here, some journal prompts for you and some very deep questions to ask are, what used to excite me here? What do I need now that I'm not getting? Is this, whatever that may be, job, relationship, is this still taking me to where I want to go? Because understanding why it doesn't fit anymore will help you with the next step. Tip number 3, start clearing space mentally and practically. Before you jump in and get too excited, and that would be something that I would do, before making those big moves, we have to prepare. So declutter your calendar, take notes, create a vision board, start saving, visualize the life that you want to have, listen to meditations. Think of it like making room in a closet before you buy new clothes. You have to declutter the limiting beliefs. Anything that doesn't serve you, start to gently, lovingly clear it out to make space for what is new. Tip number 4, have honest conversations with yourself and others. If it's a relationship or a team that you feel that you've outgrown, it might be time to have some loving but maybe difficult conversations about those relationships. So respectfully and clearly, you could say something like, lately I've been feeling disconnected. I think I've changed and I want to be honest about where I'm at. Sometimes people will meet you halfway and they'll want to come on this growth journey with you, and others won't, and that's okay. But it's important to start opening up with your loved ones about how you're truly feeling inside. Tip number 5, start exploring what is next and what is possible for you. So you don't need to go in and quit your job right now, and you don't need to break up with potentially, you know, that partner that you're no longer in sync with. You don't need to do that right now, but you can begin the transition now. So here are some ideas for you to try. You could take a course in something new, something that you've been interested in for a while. You could connect with people who are doing what you're curious about. So for example, if it's medicine, you're more than welcome to connect with me. You could spend some time updating your CV. Remember that small steps build momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence leads to change. Just a few final thoughts. Remember that outgrowing doesn't mean to say that you're ungrateful. It means you're paying attention. You're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to want more, you're allowed to leave places that no longer feel like home. If you're feeling that quiet nudge to move on, to grow, to stretch yourself, listen to it and trust it. It's definitely not a breakdown. You will be amazed at how much potential you have and how much you can grow and how much fulfillment you can have in this life if you just learn to listen to what you already know deep inside. So if this hit home, leave a strawberry emoji, very random I know, but why not, in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And if you'd like to come to Australia and to Greece with me, just feel free to follow along, leave me a comment, like the video, and please also feel free to share it with perhaps somebody in your friendship group, somebody at work that may need a little bit of a nudge to also start making changes in their life. So thank you very much for watching. I will be posting again tomorrow. So I'm going to be posting daily vlogs until I leave in 11 days. So here is the countdown. I'm so excited. I'm going to do some packing in a second. Remember that life is super, super short. And I don't want to end on a morbid note, but we just never know how long we have left. So make the call, send the text, make the decision, change whatever you need to change today. Or if you can't change today, start planning towards that change. Never give up on yourselves. Sending you lots of love. Stay brave, live a healthy, happy life, and I'll see you soon. Bye.